Hi, it's Joy and today I'm going to be watching Roswell, New Mexico, Season 2, Episode 2, Floating in Space. I'm so excited for this episode to continue the quest to save Max, to get more in depth with Rosa and Liz and all the different relationships on this show, and I cannot wait. And I'm just, I love this show. There are no words to describe how much I love this show, so yeah, let's go.
Wake up, cowboy.
What are they doing?
Got us an alien problem.
What is going on? Is this the team meeting up? I love this team working together. It would be even more perfect with Max and if Maria got to know the truth.
Noah's in there?
What's left of him?
Oh goodness. Isabel.
The Air Force acquired the land.
Of course it did.
It's been untouched for 40 years.
Why wouldn't you just demolish it?
By me.
Or turn it into some sort of museum or like memorial to the crimes that went on. Alex is a handy guy to have. Even if his place is creepy.
This is where you're gonna solve the mysteries of the universe.
Looks perfect to me. I just love everyone working together.
We're gonna save Max.
Yes. Team Save Max. I am on it. I'll be the cheerleader at the side because I would be quite useless in the basic endeavours. Oh, Rosa. There is so much music you can discover.
His password was password.
It would be.
My obituary, and then I
Oh. You need to tell her about how she died and how people acted and what they think of her. Please. She'll find out. She'll know you're lying and she'll find the truth.
I gotta go. Infection. I'm allergic.
Love them so much. She's gonna find out the truth and be upset you lied to her, Liz. Sweetheart, you gotta tell her. Oh, Max, you're gonna save him. Rosa, not in daylight, sweetheart. You're trying and that's what matters.
Get back.
Taking control back.
Everybody in
Oh, who took her? Oh god. I need there to be a way for Arturo to find out the truth. Oh.
I'm the ghost.
Oh. I need them to find a way to tell Arturo the truth. I love Rosa so much, but she needs a lot of time to adjust, to figure things out, and they have to leave her alone because of all the stuff they're doing to try and save Max. And good girl, you can do this. Go. She should go with Liz, really, to the secret. Oh.
What are you waiting for? Can't wait that long.
Oh god.
Burn alive. Then you have to stop her.
She wouldn't be able to. Okay, so at least she wasn't sneaking around the bar.
I'll look for it.
She cleared all your stuff out.
Check in with Maria and then
It was actually a really powerful moment, but
don't worry about it. You have enough on your plate. I'll figure
she'll
it out.
get you something to draw on,
I'll
surely.
look again. And I'm gonna email you the link to this online addiction counseling service. I don't need addiction counseling.
You do, everyone who's
I'm
addicted
cured of my
do.
vices, remember?
Cured of the
Also, y'all deleted
effects.
my email while I was dead, which rude.
The graffiti that's been popping up around town. I'll send you a picture. I think you'd like it. It's like
Liz.
super you.
How silly can you be?
All it takes.
Liz is just blinded by how happy she is. Rosa's back. It's like if it's sentient, is it feeling pain right now? Oh, he's thinking of his mum feeling pain.
Damn it.
Oh, well, he changed its form. Oh, crap. Can you fall off a cliff, please?
I don't think you'd do that to Michael Garrett.
Oh, God.
He wouldn't. I would.
Don't confirm that Michael's an alien.
Whose life I
Mm. Why would you put one on his trailer so else people go there? No offense, Michael.
What do the cops say?
He cares so much.
Sheriff Ellen.
When your mom wandered off in the past, she always came right home.
So is he always covering his hand now? Because that can't last forever.
Just can't
Get
get
out of
it.
your head.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
I didn't know my mom, but found out things were pretty bad for her, and it's been distracting me.
He knows it was the worst case scenario for his mum. It's funny, they once were terrified of being lab rats. Now they do anything to help Michael. Help Max.
Except it's not. It's Max. I'm trying to focus on the science.
I think if she focuses too much on it being Max, she'll fall apart. If she thinks about it as being the machine, it's easier.
It's for research.
And we don't know how many others there could be. Especially if the alighting happens. But I feel like it should be something more secure than here. Or just casually like that. Do not try and abort your baby with it. They must tell someone if you're going to at least, okay? Oh, Rosa, this is so dangerous. I mean, I don't know who would be believed, but what if her dad comes? I'm so torn between being desperate for Arturo to find out But Liz, she should have told her. Oh, that's the worst possible way to find out. My heart is broken. He just continues to excel. Michael, it's not worth it. Michael, you'll get caught. Rosa, you should not be in town like this.
Protocol was activated.
I wonder if we'll see the other two Mains brothers. Oh no. Sweetheart. This is why Liz had to tell her. She knew she'd find out.
Why? That's a lie.
It is, sweetheart. Liz should have told her and been there for her through this realization of what's been happening, and because it's a load of crap, but it's going to affect her.
Size of a...
Please tell someone so you don't have to go through this by yourself.
And what if I have a body-snatching bundle of evil?
You might well do, but it's your baby too. Oh gosh. Just trying to be a good mum.
Talk to someone, though. A doctor. Mom, a doctor can't help me. Okay.
You really do need to talk to someone though. Liz, you've created a mess by not being honest with her.
You lied to me.
You won't talk about lying.
Yep, you've walked into this one.
How the whole town.
Oh god!
Don't move.
They're gonna arrest Liz for being the vandal.
Let me see.
You've reached the voicemail of Michael Garrett.
Oh god. I mean, yeah. I love that she was calling Michael.
Babe.
I love that he also didn't say anything until he could have the perfect effect.
For an extra 10.
Raising money for the private investigator.
Cannot believe you got arrested. That's different. I'm innocent.
That's what they all say.
I love these two so much.
That's my one phone call and you.
Life sucks, Orteco. Everybody dies. Nothing's fair, and the oceans are full of garbage.
Michael Garron, town optimist.
Healthy 19-year-old that apparently needed every test known to modern medicine. Jane Smith must be a contaminated sample.
No
She's
way.
got alien blood in her, or alienness in her. Who's that? Is this his new love interest? I feel like I read he's getting a new love interest, and so is Alex. I couldn't do one of these. I have full respect for anyone that believes in it, but I don't.
And now 3.
My god, I would so be watching this for a good laugh.
What we're afraid of.
Werewolves.
I love this dude.
Social media revitalizers. Could you please?
The baby. The lentil. Do not read her paper.
I needed to pause the work to do some punching.
So this is about Maria.
Mm-hmm.
I just
He's in love with
know
both your best
Rose
friends,
was
Liz.
your mom.
I mean, is it really that hard to care about somebody?
How's it working out for you?
Mm.
Liz, I want to discuss Noah Bracken.
Oh god, you've got to let this go, Sheriff Valenti.
Does the whole town hate me?
Not the
I thought
whole
Liz told you
town.
everything. Evans and Guerin put all 3 of you in your car and staged an accident.
He used to be a really nice kid, Kyle. It's like I turned him into this monster.
It was always
that
in there.
kind of thing isn't just coming from Whitelaw. And it's
It's the
definitely
whole
not because of
country. The whole situation's got worse since it happened.
By the way, she got arrested, so you might want to bail her out.
She's such a bratty sister right now.
Really out of character.
I love Rosa so much.
No.
Does she know about aliens? I mean, she must do,
You
with
were
her
wearing this
husband.
necklace and
I keep hoping today will be the day that he comes home. Today will be the day that I.
It's
finally
not
fix
totally
everything.
untrue.
I can't. I have to keep fighting for him. Even if it's hard, it's. Any more questions?
I love Liz.
You're a warrior.
You can do this. Whatever you choose, you can do it.
you can't just throw this in the fire.
She's sensing something. Is it her alien detecting necklace or her psychic powers? Because in the real world, I don't believe in psychics, but Maria very well
It's just here.
could be psychic because this isn't the real
You
world.
choose to set yourself free. Set myself free.
And that can mean choosing choose yourself over the baby, or that could mean choosing to accept that maybe the baby's not Noah's and that you can make it a good thing. Yes, Isabel. Oh god, is she actually in? Is her dad gonna see her? I want him to see her badly, but I also do not know how the hell they'd explain it to him. This is her home. My Liz cleared it all out. Only recently. Oh, sweetheart. I really feel like her dad might catch her. Did she have something else hidden? Oh no. This is why I really don't agree with leaving her alone. Because anyone who's an addict and going through stuff is going to be struggling. And going through what Rose is going through right now on top of that. I officially don't like this woman if she's not pro universal healthcare. That is like a huge red flag right at the beginning.
Don't care.
Yeah, Kyle was born with a metabolism that helps him be really thin and slim. Some people weren't.
Dad's insurance plan? Point to Obama.
I don't like her. I wanted to. She seemed fun. Like an interesting character. Okay, so while I was editing the episode, I noticed that I can't remember her name, she had a bottle of nail polish remover, and I know she was painting her nails, but you don't tend to carry that around with you all the time, and especially not if you're just painting your nails. Why would you have the remover right there? So I don't know if I'm looking at, I feel like they made quite a big deal as well of her putting it in her bag. At the time, I was just distracted by her stupid views on universal healthcare. But is she an alien somehow? Is this another alien character coming into town? I just thought I would add in this little excerpt because I noticed it in my review, in my edit, and maybe it's nothing, but yes.
I know I said to leave it alone, but I can't.
I really think if they worked together and became friends, it could be a foundation for the future. Even though I feel like he's going for Maria right now.
Be able to focus on my work.
Sweetheart.
Something that her name was Nora Truman.
She had a name, a very human sounding name.
Nora.
Oh, Michael.
Garen, she wasn't admitted to Caulfield until October 14th, 1948. She was the last one.
It's over a year after the crash.
I know. She
So-
may have been in Roswell the entire time. There could be people who are still alive.
Yeah, they could be. And was she the one that moved their pods and kept the children safe?
It's just work.
I like Maria, okay?
This needed to be said.
I like being around her.
That was important. They're still my endgame, but this is an important step. Oh, sisters.
Then why don't you go back to your lab and save your boyfriend? The one that let everybody think that I'm a murderer, who lit me on fire, who watched when people threw bricks at our house and didn't come clean. You remember him? The guy that we chose to love?
Yeah. You should have told her. I know that she was scared, but...
You were only 12, but you were scary.
I said that I would kill her if she drove drunk with you in the car again.
That's why your accident never made sense to me.
Yeah, but everybody else thought it because I was in the driver's seat.
Because Max put you there. Yes.
Yeah, your vanilla mayonnaise white bread boyfriend
Oh.
knew that I was high. He knew that I was the only brown girl. People committed hate crimes against our family.
I don't think
He didn't.
they thought through.
That's the hero that everybody is trying to say.
Rosa, he was a kid with a secret.
He didn't think about putting Rose in the driver's seat because they believed that, etc. For the racism and everything. It was the worst thing they did.
Choose.
It was better when I was a ghost.
Oh. She will get through this, but this was the worst way she could have found out this news, and...
I'll help you leave. Do you feel strong enough?
She wants you to stay. It's gonna be okay, but there are gonna be huge rough patches because it's a bloody messed up situation.
Just gonna,
Keep an eye on the parking lot.
You two need to talk as well. You're doing really well, Michael, with dealing with all your feelings. And
I think if anything bad happened to you, I would really hate it.
so moving.
Last time I checked.
I like when you're happy,
Yeah.
or singing, or giving me crap,
Or laughing.
I hate how much I ship them because
Laughing.
I don't want them to be endgame, but I also love them.
I don't want you to hate me, DeLuca.
Then don't make me hate you, Garen.
It's a defense mechanism, plus the world was falling apart.
If you wanna.
But she doesn't know about aliens yet.
Allow it. on a casual trial, non-exclusive.
Yes. I love them so much. Why do I ship both sides of this love triangle? I hate this. In some ways it's nice because I'm really enjoying this scene, but then I'm also like at war with myself. But oh, I ship it. Though I want them to find happiness separately later on. Everything's falling apart, and it was so promising at the beginning of the episode. I do still think she should have told Rosa, at least it's like in the morning or whatever day it was when Rosa asked. But you can try again. That woman looked like she was wearing a wig.
What made you want to be like him?
If he died, I wouldn't be sad about it, but I would be sad if it messed Alex up. Is he faking his death, or did that woman in the wig that I spotted inject him? Oh. No, Rosa. Good girl. She is so strong because I cannot even begin to imagine what she's going through right now. You need to talk to someone, sweetheart.
To set myself free.
You can, and I would support that. But I still feel like you need to talk to someone in general. Taking back control. Oh, sweetie.
But I do know that she'll save you. She's gonna fix you, and until then, leave me alone.
Go to the pod, pull me out, and walk away. You won't be killing me, Rosa. I'm already dead.
I said no. Leave me alone.
She's not going to want to help you right
As long
now.
as that handprint is on you, I
Oh.
can reach you.
Max. Sweetie, don't do it, no. Oh, Max. I completely understand, but I hate it. Because she's going to hate it. You're going to be okay. We're going to get you through this, Rosa. Okay, so that was another brilliant episode. I literally cannot explain how much I love this show. So much happens in each episode. They don't waste a single moment. There's like, I feel like I can't even begin to process what I've just seen. So much happened. Okay, so I will start with Rosa, as she was kind of a big part of this episode, and the ending. And I'm still just loving that plotline. I've been looking forward to it since I watched the end of season 1. I mean, it always has been such a complex situation. I mean, you can completely understand why Max, Isabel, Michael did what they did back then. I truly don't think they thought through, of course they didn't, the ramifications of putting Rosa in the driver's seat. And I think maybe they thought, oh, I know she's an addict, so she can go there. But was it her car? I feel like it was her car, so then you would just logically put her in the driver's seat. But yeah, probably part of their brains were thinking, she's an addict, people will believe it if there's the crash. But I don't think they really thought through the consequences that would have on Rosa's memory, on Rosa's family, on Liz, on her father in general, like what that would do. I think if they had been given a crystal ball at that moment, they would have put one of the other girls in the driver's seat, and maybe it still would have spiraled. I mean, people love to hate, and in a way, instead of dealing with grief, I could see Wyatt Long always launching into it, being like, oh, my sister crashed the car because she was high because Rosa supplied her the drugs. I could see them twisting it anyway, but it is still a very messed up situation. And in season 1, I was kind of thinking it was going to take Liz longer to come around to Max. Why do I always get Max and Michael's names mixed up? I was thinking it was going to take her longer to come around to him because of what happened. But I think ultimately a lot of stuff went on, didn't it? But she understood that it was an act of desperation, and if they weren't aliens, maybe they wouldn't have done it. And I think if they weren't aliens, it would be less forgivable that they did it. But it is extremely messed up. And I do think ultimately maybe Rosa will come around to it. But I think also the fact that Liz didn't tell her, the fact that Liz kept it a secret. And again, I get why. Because it's terrible to think that your legacy is that people hate your memory, even they didn't know you. They don't know who you are. They don't know what you did or why you did it. And at the same time, that she would struggle to understand why they were trying to help Max. She would try to understand why Liz loved him, whereas she was just thinking that Max was, the sweet, stupid kid that had been obsessed with her sister for forever. So it's really heartbreaking. That's why I was begging Liz to tell Rosa. I knew from a storytelling point of view it's much more dramatic for her to find out by herself, and it was obviously going to happen. But, she's in such a vulnerable state. I mean, she's 19, she's lost everything, and with this revelation she now feels like she's lost Liz, and she's a recovering addict. And, obviously she's still got the addict gene. I presume that hasn't gone, and maybe she doesn't feel the withdrawal and sense of needing it, but she's got the behaviour or the habit of when things suck, she goes for the drink, she goes for pills, and I'm so proud of her in a way that it took her until the end to actually drink. I mean, she got the bottle, she carried it around with her, she was prepared to drink, but she fought it for so long until, you know, she wanted Max out of her head, because not only was he creepily haunting her, but she also had found out that he was the one that caused this, that, you know, made everyone think she was a drug addict who had killed lots of people, killed two other girls, that had kind of created this whole situation. So she wanted to block him to get him out, and I can completely understand that. Maybe I would have liked to think that she could have gone to talk to Kyle or something, because, but then I suppose that's quite an awkward relationship in the sense that she's someone she kind of can rely on, but at the same time he knew all about it. He's still helping to save Max, and he's all mixed up and everything, and being your half brother that you never really knew was your half brother is a very weird situation. So my heart is breaking for her, and I feel like Liz has always been, I mean, what do you do in this situation? You've got a 19-year-old, 31-year-old recovering drug addict. People know she's dead. You know, she is without a doubt dead in this town. If she were to turn up, people wouldn't be like, oh, Rosa, you look really young. What skincare routine do you use? They would be like, she died. So it's just so, my heart breaks for her, and you know, these dreams she's having of Max are terrifying, and Max is being quite terrifying, and you know, I completely get it. If he is in excruciating pain, you don't think straight when you're in excruciating pain. You want the pain to stop. You will do anything to make the pain stop. So I don't think him being a little bit more threatening or being like, oh, I'm not going to leave you alone unless you do it. I mean, and he was still Max in the sense he tried to say, well, you know, you wouldn't be killing me, I'm already dead. You know, he was trying to make sure she didn't feel bad about killing him. You know, Max is still in there, but I think that kind of insistent, like, you know, I'm not going to leave you alone until you do what I want, that comes from the fact that he appears to be in excruciating pain, which is horrible. But why he doesn't want Liz to hurry up and save him, why he's not sort of saying, I'll tell her to go faster, is interesting. I mean, I still wonder if he's dead, the alighting won't happen, or does he think that if they bring him back, he's not going to be the same? Or, you know, why isn't he sort of saying, do it quicker? Because, I don't know, I'm very intrigued about what Max's motivations are, but I don't know how much of him we'll be seeing if Rosa is able to quiet him by drinking and taking pills. Oh, Rosa, I really wanted to talk to someone, and I don't know who. I mean, at the moment, Kyle, I feel like she and Liz will work things out. They love each other too much. They've been through too much. And then Rosa is someone that has made a lot of mistakes and has been forgiven for them and has wanted to be forgiven for them. And I kind of feel like in the long run, she could maybe relate or understand, because, okay, like, her mistakes aren't actually the same level as what Michael, Max and Isabel did, but they are still mistakes, and kind of people, I don't know, she was already sort of the town. People thought, she's, like you said, she was invisible, but anyone that did know about her looked down on her for being, you know, a druggie or for not doing as well in school or whatever. But I don't know, I just think what they did is forgivable because they were covering up the alien secret. But at the same time, just the repercussions on what they've done to Rosa is going to take a long time to get through. But that is totally realistic. If Rosa was just okay with it, I would be like, that's not Rosa. And I think at the end, I wish Liz had said, I want you to stay with me. I want you. You're my sister. I love you. But if it's best for you, I will help you set up somewhere else. Rather than kind of, if you can stay clean, I'll set you up somewhere else. You know, I don't think it helped Rosa feel wanted and loved, which of course she is. Liz loves her so much, and she's just dealing with so much, and dealing with the guilt of loving Max despite what he did to Rosa and all of that kind of thing. Like, that is why Liz is acting the way she is. I love Liz. I in no way fault her. I do not think she's handled this situation perfectly, but I mean, your older sister comes back from the dead 10 years younger than you. You know, how do you handle this situation? So I know I blame Liz for that. I just kind of like, oh, Liz, you could have done that differently. And I don't know, I feel like maybe Kyle could have given her a heads up that Rosa knew more than she did. I don't know. It's just a mess, and I really don't know where this is going to go, and I need ultimately them to tell Arturo the truth and let him see Rosa and let Rosa see him, because I will die, but I need that scene to happen. So I'm very intrigued about where that's going to go next. Liz, I think, like I said, she is really struggling at the moment. I mean, she's struggling with the grief of losing Max, but also she's channeling that into the focus of, I'm going to save him, and I support and love her, and I think that she will ultimately come up with a way to save him. And as much as Max is desperate to die, I don't see them writing him out of the show, especially not this early. It's why, like, when he died I was very upset, but I wasn't like concerned that he was going to stay that way. But maybe when he comes back he's not going to be too happy, or he's going to be able to elaborate maybe more about why he's not happy. Maybe he's going to be different. I'm very intrigued about this. And you know, she's got I love them working together to make the lab and everything. Like I love these characters, and so them being a team, them working together, us not having, like at the beginning of the show I was worried we were going to have the Kyle fracture and this and that, you know, I was thinking, is Alex going to be torn to the military side? But they're just a team, and I love that, and that's why I really want Maria to ultimately find out about aliens, and I think she will, but I hope it happens sooner rather than later, and I kind of hope she's told rather than stumbles upon it, because everything is easier when you're given the information by someone rather than stumbling upon their secret. So yeah. Liz kind of mainly this episode was dealing with, you know, the sciencey stuff, fact channeling on that, and Rosa. Liz kind of didn't do too much developing this episode, I'd say, to focus on, but I do really enjoy her friendship with Michael as well. I hope we see a lot more of that throughout the show. I've always enjoyed their interactions. In season 1 they were quite rare, but when they happened they were like little sparks of like, I don't know, I mean, it's the two Vlamises, isn't it? But I want to see more of all these characters interacting. Then if we move on to Michael, as I just mentioned him, and you know, as I've made it very clear that I am in a very messed up situation right now, because Malix are my ship. I mean, I love Echo, do not get me wrong, but Kyle, I'm sorry Kyle, I love you, but go away right now. Max, God, I literally cannot get these boys' names right. Kyle, and I think, it's 10 to midnight, and I did not sleep well last night. I should not be doing this review right now. Michael and Alex, I'm really proud of myself for finally getting their bloody names right. I ship them so much, and I think they just have this chemistry. They're just drawn together, and I think they balance each other out in a lot of ways, but I think it's when they're both being their truest selves, when they're not being the kind of tough military guy who's kind of, you know, I'm not gonna deal with how I'm feeling, and Michael kind of finding, I think what they actually really, really need is time. And time together, not the 10 years they've had where they didn't see each other, but time spent working together, getting to know each other, helping to heal the wounds and the baggage that they've got, to kind of become friends and to really get to know each other again. I still think that that spark is there and that there is something worth saving. I'm not 100% sure that the writers are going to do that, just because I know from the Vampire Diaries that these writers, I mean, I know Julie Peck's the ultimate head, but, you know, they're not necessarily going to give everyone the ships they want. But I feel like the way they introduced them in season 1, if they just break up and are not really, and are just friends, it wouldn't be the perfect ending. Now, if basically I will be content if they become friends. You know, if the end game for them is just being best friends, I can take it. I will be sad because I want them to end up together. I think they deserve, after everything they've been through, both separately and together, to end up together, but I will be totally okay with it if they don't. And a big part of that is because I ship Michael and Maria too, and I hate that. Like, if they had been a couple at the start, I would be disliking Michael and Alex because I want them to be together. I think they have a kind of similar energies in a way, but different at the same time. She's kind of something so separate from all of this mess and all of the baggage of his past. She's someone that, you know, tells him exactly what she feels, and that's kind of something Alex does, but I just think they are really good for each other, and they've just got, again, chemistry, and I hate it because I like, when I have a love triangle, I like to be firmly on one side, and although I am, I also really enjoy them, which does make it easier because it means that, you know, I can really enjoy Michael and Maria's scenes, but I just think they can be so good for each other, and she can really help him right now. And I know that I hate saying that, like, that's such a, like, not, that's such a sexist thing to say, like, oh, she can help him out right now. But in the same way, I think that when Michael is being his true self, as he was at the end of this episode, and throughout most of this episode, to be honest, he is someone you can depend on. He will fight for you, he will be there for you, he will believe in you. He isn't going to be like, I'll be a white knight and save you, but he's going to help you, he's going to back you up. You know, Michael is amazing. He's my favourite character. So I think when Michael is being his truest Michael, like I said, I'm not a hero, but he is such a good man, and I think he can be so good for Maria in the same way that she can be good for him. And I think, you know, that is true, that what he needs right now is something that is simple, and simple in the sense of it's fresh, it's new, there isn't years of pain and suffering behind it, that it is just something where they can grow together. And I really like that, and I know that they're the couple from the books, or at least from the original TV show, and I love them together. If they were to be the end game, I would be okay with that. I wouldn't be like, how dare you put this couple, you know, they work, you know, it's like they've replaced the ship I love with another ship I love, rather than with a character that has zero chemistry. So I am torn, and like I'm really glad that they're together for both of their sakes. I think especially with what she's going through with their mum, and kind of the whole thing with their mums is almost paralleled in a way that they're both dealing with stuff to do with that, and we still have no idea where Mama DeLuca is, and I'm stressed about that. So yeah, I am really looking forward to seeing the development of Michael and Maria, which when they were first hinting at them getting together, I was like, no, love triangles, and I still feel that way. I mean, literally, I cannot stand love triangle in the slightest, just because they have been overdone to death. This one is a little bit refreshing in that it is bisexual, and is also a little bit refreshing in that I actually like both halves of the love triangle, or both triangle point sides. I am really good with words today. Also, I think it would sort of kind of going back to my point about Michael and Alex would be, I got the names right first time. I think it would be good if they worked together on the Caulfield stuff and on what happened with his mum, because Alex has the access and kind of is closer to, or has some information and can maybe help him figure it out and can maybe use access from his family, and that could be a thing that could help them build this friendship. And I fully understand at this point Michael saying, no, I can't work with you, we can't be together like that, I don't want to work with you at all, I love Maria, I have feelings for Maria. And I really respect Michael for that, because that is a brave thing to say to someone that you have messed up feelings with, and you've kind of been like, I don't want to be with you last episode, you know, it's too much baggage, but to say, I really like someone else. And I'm really proud of Alex as well, for just being like, you know, you could see he was hurt by that, but he was just like, yeah, she's awesome, I totally get that, like, of course, she's amazing. And I really loved that scene, even though it was like shattering my ship. It was really lovely because it shows what good people they are, and it showed how much they care about each other. The fact that Michael was honest and was like, I'm not going to kind of work with you and lead you along. If they're going to build anything, that's what they need. And the one scene I really still want is for Maria and Alex to discuss the situation. Now, I don't think, like I said in my last reaction, I don't think Maria is being a terrible person. I don't, you know, I feel like I read online that people were hating on her because she's one of Alex's best friends. And yes, it's messy, but I don't think she's like a devil person. But I do think they need to talk about it, just even if it's as much for Alex to say it's okay, and for Maria to say, you know, I'm sorry if this is hurting you, I acknowledge that. Kind of, you know, I don't necessarily think she's doing anything wrong, but I do think that they need to talk, and I hope the show is going to give us that, just because the show set up that Alex, Liz and Maria were friends, and that kind of, okay, yeah, like Liz and Maria were best friends, but that Alex, you know, they were his friends, and they were really close. Yet, when it's come to this, Liz is just like, oh, never mind that he was the museum guy for Alex, go be with Maria, Michael, you know, which is totally fine. I love Liz supporting her friend. Brilliant. And you know, I like that she likes Max. Oh my god, I'm already likes Michael enough to believe in him, but and their relationship. But at the same time, I kind of feel like they're ignoring Alex a bit, and that he's kind of out on his own. I mean, I know he has Kyle, but given their history, I don't think he really wants to discuss his relationship issues with Kyle. Although Kyle has grown, I love Kyle. Do not get me wrong. God. So then I'll talk quickly about Alex's dad, and you know, he woke up, and like that woman that walked past Alex, and I feel like Alex, she just had really weird hair, and I'm so sorry if that was just an extra with weird hair, but what did she have a wig on? Was she someone that was sent to clean up a loose end and kill his dad, or have I watched too many spy type things, or was he just having a complication from what Kyle did? But my theory is that that woman with the weird hair, she did it. Watch out for her, people. But yeah, it was just a lot. And at the end, you know, did Alex do something? Did Flint do something? I mean, when Flint was like, what made you think I had a choice? And yeah, okay, their dad is overbearing, their dad is awful. And okay, yeah, Alex followed him into the path, but he isn't his dad. You know, he has made different choices from his dad, other than joining the Air Force at every turn. So Flint, you had a choice. You know, it would have sucked. It would have been awful, but I'm okay with learning more about Flint. Obviously their dad is not a wonderful person. He's my least favourite character. Maybe now Noah's dead now, so it's fine. Yeah, he's my least favourite character. I get that it would be hard to stand up to him, but Alex did in a lot of ways, even though it caused a lot of suffering. So Flint, I need to see more of basically I need to see how far he actually cares about his brother. I know last season he was like, I protected you from dad. You didn't. So yeah, and there are two other brothers who I presume are the older two, maybe? I don't know, but where are they and what are they up to? Will we meet them? What are their names? Because Flint and Alex are very different names. Anyway, I'm just on tangent now. So yeah, I'm intrigued about, is he going to be dead? Is he going to be back in a coma? What happened there? And was it the blonde, the weird haired lady? Then talk about hospital things. Kyle, this episode, I loved him being able to be there for Rosa and to talk to her. I do really hope that they can form a good bond, because although they don't have the sibling knowledge of having grown up knowing they were siblings, they are siblings, and, you know, she doesn't have many people that she can feel a tangible connection to, but she has him, and I really think that they could be good for each other, and that kind of, like you said last episode, you know, she was someone that knew him as his sister's arrogant boyfriend, her sister's arrogant boyfriend, who was a jerk, whereas it would be cool for him to get to be a support mechanism for her, especially if right now she's feeling distant from Liz, which has to be fixed because I love their relationship too much. But in the short term, I would like it if it could help them build up. Maybe that would be kind of a plus from her falling out with Liz a little bit. Because at least, like, when she mentioned it to Kyle, he was like, oh, I thought Liz told you, and then he told her. So, you know, I think that is really important as well, and I hope it happens. But I'm not so sure about this daughter of surgery. I mean, okay, when she appeared, I was like, oh, this must be his love interest. But then when she was, like, all up herself about, like, oh yeah, universal healthcare, you get what you earn. I'm sorry if you were lucky to be born to someone that had money and someone that, like, I just cannot stand that kind of thinking. So if she's going to keep being like that, I am going to hate her. Whereas if that was just her trying to be, like, annoying to Kyle, or, you know, flirt with him by being the opposite of what, you know, if that was just her being weird to mess with Kyle, I will forgive and accept her. But if that is going to be the kind of stance she takes on things, she can go with Sergeant Maines, or whatever his rank is, Alex's dad, and we'll go off the cliff together. Okay, maybe she doesn't need to go off the cliff. He can walk off the cliff, and then she can see him go off the cliff and leave town. But yeah, I am not excited about that. I'm intrigued because I do feel like I read that Alex is getting a love interest, which again will help hopefully him healing, and ultimately ended up with Michael. But I'm intrigued, and I'm really keeping everything crossed that I'm going to like this love interest, because I like, you know, Maria and Michael. But anyway, I'm going on a tangent because that has not happened yet. I love Maria, her search for her mum. You know, she is not giving up. She, I imagine, calls the police station a lot. I loved Liz bringing that up as well, and Michael bringing that up, and putting posters literally everywhere. And, you know, she is really hustling to make money, and I love the fact that she did that kind of ridiculous class. I mean, I don't believe in that kind of stuff. If you do, brilliant. Like, I genuinely do not look down on it or anything, but just for me, I couldn't do anything like that. I would just feel so ridiculous, and I wouldn't think it would work for me in the slightest. But she's doing that and charging a lot of money to raise money, I guess, I mean, I know that she does do psychic stuff like that, but, you know, given that Isabel hadn't really heard of her doing this before, I feel like she was definitely doing it to try and raise money for the private detective to try and find her mum, and I'm very stressed out where her mum is. I feel like I've potentially missed a huge plot point, but if I haven't, I will talk about Isabel at last. And Isabel is breaking my heart this season. I mean, I really need her to talk to someone. I know her mum kind of mentioned it, and she was like, no, I don't need to, but Max was her person that she would have talked to, and I feel like she and Michael didn't really have that relationship, and he's kind of dealing with his romantic troubles. I mean, he's not aware that Isabel is particularly in need right now. They haven't even told her that they actually... No, they have told her now, of course they have. But I do feel like I just need her to talk to someone, and I mean, I almost wish that she could talk to her mum and say, I have never told anyone this before, but Noah was abusive, he was controlling, and I'm pregnant with his baby, I don't know what to do. Although, I wish she kind of said that at the beginning, or talking to Michael or Liz or anyone. I mean, I just feel like I hate that she's dealing with this alone, and I support everything she's doing, I support her choices, but I hate that she's had to go through this alone and to choose to do this alone. I mean, she is strong, she is got such an inner willpower, but no one should have to go through things like that alone. It doesn't matter whether you're capable of it. And, you know, she's not only dealing with the abuse because, as it turns out, her wonderful, sweet, kind husband was someone that used to take over her body and control her. That is abusive. Their relationship was awful. He knew who she was. Everything about it is utterly repulsive and violating, and being pregnant with his baby is something I couldn't even imagine. And, you know, I fully accept and respect her choice to try and get rid of the baby, and I'm unsure about whether or not that's going to work in the show. Maybe it does, and if it does, I will kind of be admiring of the show for going ahead with having someone have an abortion and not regret it, and just be like okay with it, because that is, especially in America, quite a controversial stance to take, perhaps on television. But I could also see the show, it depends if the show is just trying to use this to make a statement about how it is okay to choose yourself, it is okay to take control, you don't have to let an abuser keep abusing your body by having its baby. You know, I completely understand if that is what the show is doing. I will actually be like, respect to you, like that is a bold stance to take with the way people are about television. And you know, I pro-choice, and especially in cases of rape and abortion and abuse, and that is kind of what this is for Isabel. And it's a very hard topic to talk about. It's different things, and you know, I do think that if she had chosen to keep the baby, or if somehow she does end up keeping the baby because it doesn't work, it's her baby too, so I think she could see it that way. But if she doesn't, if this is too much for her, then she has made the right choice. But that is a really big topic for the show to be dealing with, and I really hate that Isabella's dealing with it by herself. But kind of she had Noah and she had Max, and then she sort of had Michael. She doesn't appear to have any friends. You know, none of them do, particularly outside of their little group, but at least, you know, like Liz had Maria and Alex. You know, Alex had Liz and Maria. Kind of, they were very... I mean, I know that they've said that... I did assume that Isabel did event managing as like more of a sort of like she just ran the town's events rather than being at his job. They have said that is her career. So does she not have friends from that? But I don't know, just I need to talk to someone. Maybe Michael or Liz, because Liz knows about biology and everything. I kind of hoped she was going to when she took some of the poison stuff, but that was just a really heavy emotions. Kind of this whole episode was full of heavy emotions. The only really happy bit was one scene right at the beginning between Liz and Rosa, which didn't end that way, and then Michael and Maria ended up happy. Everyone else is just suffering and miserable or going through such dramatic, intense situations. Yeah, so I am going to stop rambling here because it is 5 past midnight. Thank you for watching. I love this show.